Welcome to the Little River Tiny House. This is a hand-built 2-story tiny house located in Tennessee. There's a really gorgeous main room inside, a lot of thoughtful amenities, and this cool second floor outdoor deck. So definitely a unique design on this one. But really pumped for you guys to check out this tiny house with me. So let's now go and hop straight into the full tour. It's time now to tour the Little River Tiny House. We'll start on this part of the property. I would call this actually the side exterior of the home. We're going to tour the front exterior a little later. And even though we saw it going earlier, I have to start off the fire again because it wouldn't be a MikeWillTravel video without showing me starting the fire. We're now all good to go. You have 4 chairs that surround this fire pit. There's also a couple of rocks that are right next to the wood to create this really cool and stunning setting. Now that we've covered the fire pit and the first side of the exterior, we're going to switch to the front end of this Airbnb, which you can see more of here. There are 2 floors and plenty of outdoor deck space. My personal favorite is this almost secret deck on the second floor that we'll see more of later. And these hosts also really got their string light game down. Just look at all this lighting. Also on this property, there is this comfortable hammock, and before we head inside, I have to point out this other key amenity. We'll walk down this path quickly, and it's right in front of the home, and this will eventually take us to this dock and a river, because they don't call it the Little River Tiny House for nothing. And this river is also quite literally called the Little River. We are located in Maryville, Tennessee today. That will pretty much do it for the rest of the property, so I'm now going to walk on up to this side of the home, and you have a nice grill here, not to mention a couple of other items like some fire starting, fishing, and s'mores supplies. I'll round this corner, and this will take us into another outdoor space. Leaning against this wall, if I pull this aside, this is actually your set of cornhole that you can play out on the yard. And there's also a shelf in this other corner and some yoga mats that read "No Bad Days." We'll now move further into the main outdoor hangout spot. Over here on the left-hand side, there are these 2 comfortable looking chairs and a small table. And then at the far end is your main outdoor dining table. And there are 4 chairs around it and a nice little decoration in the middle of it. If we even look there in the top right-hand corner, there is a sign with the Airbnb name. Last but not least, you can come to the edge for your view. You can also pull this curtain across for complete privacy. That's about it though for everything on the exterior, so I'm now going to open up the main door, and it is time to start the interior portion of the tour. When you first enter, you'll come into the living room and kitchen, which are both in this one open space. All of the wood finishing was so stunning in this tiny home, and the owners actually hand built this place themselves, which I think is quite impressive. But let's start first in the living room. There is a bright green couch, which you can't miss, and some welcome goodies waiting for you on this tray. They include a bag of local coffee, a handwritten card, which I always appreciate, and a super in-depth and very organized welcome guide, which you should definitely flip through. Next, I'll briefly mention that if you shuffle a couple of pillows around and pull back this sofa, it does actually turn into a sofa bed. So this Airbnb can sleep up to 4 guests total. There is a bedroom upstairs. After the sofa, right in the middle of the living room, you can't miss them. There is a large gas fireplace, so no firewood required, and a smart TV right above that, both of which can be easily operated by hitting just one button on a remote. For the kitchen now, in this direction, I still can't get over how beautiful all of the wood looks, from that neat looking staircase to the wooden door. But the kitchen is well stocked, and I loved the simple white color of the appliances throughout. Getting closer, there is plenty of countertop space and a cutting board there on the right hand side. There's also some shelves with some games and condiments. This kitchen has all of the major appliances you can need. Starting first there on the left is your usual coffee and tea makers, and further down there is a small microwave and a toaster oven. Also closer to the ground, there is your fridge and freezer unit. And above me now, there are 2 additional shelves. You can find all of your bowls, dishes, mugs, and cups all out in the open for some easy access. And if you still prefer to just dine out, the towns of both Knoxville and Pigeon Forge are a 30-minute drive away. Let's now look in the direction of that gorgeous wooden door because I'm going to pull it back because it's time to go and see the bathroom. The bathroom has a bit of a darker mood to it compared to the rest of the home, which I personally enjoyed, especially the darker wood paneling inside of the shower, not to mention all of your shampoo and conditioner is waiting on that window. In this direction, you can find your simple sink setup. Then above your toilet, there are 2 shelves and there are some additional public goods bathroom amenities and some candles. On this other end of the bathroom, there is then some extra storage space, which includes some hangers, a large mirror, and some other items like a first aid kit and an extra blanket. That will do it for the first floor. We still have the entire second floor to explore. Halfway up the stairs, this is a bird's eye view looking back down. We're now going to walk up the really cool looking staircase, and this takes us into the bedroom. They managed to somehow squeeze a queen size mattress up here, so I think this bedroom is great for a couple, not to mention the abundance of pillows that are there on top of the bed. At the edge of the bed, there is some shelves with some other things like a small speaker and a record player, and a very appropriate record is out, King of the Smoky Mountain Banjo Players. Before we head to the last part of the tour, you can actually peer over the side of the bed and you get another neat angle looking back down into the main living room and kitchen space. I'll exit out through a window actually, and this will take us to the secret second floor rooftop deck. You have this beautiful bar counter and these 4 bar stools which you can easily slide out. It's the perfect spot for your morning cup of coffee or tea, or even better, a sunset cocktail, because this all faces out towards sunset and the little river, and this entire setup looks really perfect later at night when you have all of the string lights and the interior lights on, maybe even the fire pit there in the background and the sun setting in the distance. Thanks for watching, guys. The booking link is down in the video description, and I'll see you very soon for another Airbnb tour.